Initially, I had a lot of ideas kind of like loose on my mind, and I was trying to tackle all of them at the same time. I wasn't very effective. But if you know what you want to do, but what you need to do is you want to improve your performance, I think this program is for that, right? My name is Harry Reynolds. I live in Southern California in Orange County. I manage a division for a construction company. However, over the last maybe year or two, I've been wanting to try to start something on my personal side, like a side business. I've been doing a lot of research and a lot of studying and deep dives into different topics, right? But there's so much information out there in the world, right, that sometimes you just get lost when you try to navigate through so much information, right? And sometimes you want to take a course of this, and it was going to take you maybe 3 months, and you take another course of this and another 3 months, right? And when you realize a lot of time has happened and you haven't really done anything, right? And I think the biggest takeaway that I remember was probably the clarity that I was able to achieve after the session, right? Initially, I had a lot of ideas kind of like loose on my mind, and I was trying to tackle all of them at the same time. I was getting progress, but it wasn't very effective. And after the session, I think I gained a lot of clarity in what areas I need to focus in order to get where I need to be, right? In my opinion, the session was very well structured. It follows a process, right? So I think it led me to understand, right, why you do one thing first and the other thing second and the other thing third, right? It gave me some ability about how to organize the steps so that I can gain more productivity, right? I think the structure was very clear, right? And I started to really understanding, right, levels that I have to take, right, in order to achieve my objectives. Correct. I think on the performance session, I think it gave me some clarity about the steps that I need to take and the order that I need to take the steps. I think the order is very important, right? Because one thing is going to lead to another, right? And that's going to lead to another, right? It's kind of like you have an objective that you want to reach out, and there's maybe 10 steps you have to take to get there. And I think knowing in which order to take those steps is very important, right? And that's what I was able to achieve after having that performance session, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And regarding the consulting, right, I think the other session, what allowed me to get some clarity was one of the side businesses that I want to start is in the area of leadership. I wasn't sure how to start, right? I was thinking that maybe I need to start writing a book, or maybe I need to start a podcast, or maybe I need to start a YouTube channel, right? There's so many options, right? And in order to start that level, right, I think what you provide, Hassan, with the clarity about maybe how to tackle and start with a small group, right, and see how things evolve with that small group, and based on what you could develop with that smaller group, you start small, start coaching a small group of people, even if it's one or two of your maybe closest friends, then you start scaling from there, right? I think that's really the gold nugget that I found in that consulting coaching session, right?
How are you now?
Fine on my professional side is probably the importance of maybe prioritizing some of the tasks, right? Instead of trying to tackle all of them at the same time, just really identify those important ones, make blocks of time that I can work on those, and then I start getting some progress, right? I start getting rid of the important ones, and then I can move on to the smaller ones that are less important. On the personal side, trying to focus on two of them right now. We're focusing on trying to basically get that one on the market, do all the marketing funnels that we have to do, start running ads, etc., right? And we're just focusing on one product, right? We're leaving the others for later so that we can basically just focus on this one and get some experience while we're doing that. And then on my consulting side, on the leadership, I knew there were some other steps that I had to take before start offering the consulting, right? So what I decided to do is, in order to try to, I guess, find my voice, right, I started enrolling to a Toastmasters program that I'm able to practice some of the different topics that I do in the area of leadership, right? So that is helping me, or is serving like an arena, right, in which I go and put in practice with a small group of people, right? Kind of like following your advice, right? Start with a small group of people, right? And I start basically just testing different topics, right? And see how people react to that topic,
Yeah.
and see if they're interested, if they're not. And that's it's helping me kind of like create a library of topics that I know people are excited about, right?
Exactly.
It's almost like a filter, like a funnel, right? That I have all these ideas and I take them through this funnel, right? And I test them those with people. I'm going to be able to do two things, right? Filter topics that are interested, and at the same time, it's going to help me find my voice. Probably what I need to do is not only doing a list of priorities, but it's really blocking the time for working on those, right? And what I need to do next is do that next planning for the next maybe 3 to 6 months, in which I'm going to identify those activities that I think are going to move the needle, right? And then I'm going to be able to create blocks of time in my calendar for the next 3 to 6 months so that I can start working on them, right? And then I can have some time allotted to work on those and get some progress.
Exactly. Why would you recommend it?
There's two groups of people that I would recommend this program, right? One is if you are working on something already, but if you know what you want to do, but what you need to do is you want to improve your performance by having, like, whether it's more energy, more clarity, right, more productivity, right? I think this program is for that audience, right? Because you're going to be able to understand priorities, right? Gain some clarity, and therefore by doing so improve your performance, right? I think that's the first group. And the second group of people is people that I guess want to get some consulting help, that they have very clear ideas of what they have to do, but sometimes maybe they feel that they're not making enough progress. Sometimes we try to tackle a lot of things on our own, right? And maybe we think I can take this on my own, right? But it's true, while we could do that, we may not necessarily do it the most efficient way, right? And having some professional help, or someone that has helped other people in the area, could come along very well, right? Because first of all, the clarity that you could gain is very important, right? When improving your performance could be very beneficial, right? Towards reaching your objective probably faster, right? And in a more proficient and efficient way.